So long as little children are allowed to suffer, there is no true love in the world. Apparently said by this guy. Now, to actually wake you up on this topic, we do not condone the murdering of children. Of course, who does? But you also have to admit that, hey, to win a war, you have to go into the unethical route. I mean, look at animals, for example, like baboons and lions. Baboons, they kidnap the small pups, the small lions, and they literally throw them off like trees or something. They kill them. Why? Because they're trying to protect their offsprings in the near future. And it's like, hey, this is unethical. My emotional side gets creeped out when I do see a kid suffering because, hey, they are innocent creatures, are they not? They didn't do anything to deserve this. But in a materialistic, no emotional, only prefrontal cortex world, I can't believe I'm saying this, but to win a war, this is kinda reasonable. Now, today's topic is very interesting in the sense that we're gonna be speaking of triggering stuff. So a little disclaimer, this video is of course going to be 18 plus because the topic of children is discussed. Also, this is just so my channel does not get demonetized, even though it's literally just a startup channel. Why would YouTube do that? I don't know. Ask Susan. I mean, whoa, is it actually just going to be about the murdering of children? Is that the topic that you're so scaring me of? No, I'm actually going to delve into child abuse in the sense of like physical, sexual, emotional, my field that is, and also neglect. So what is physical abuse to begin with? It's to cause actual harm to a child. Be non-accidental, could be accidental. Well, how can we even determine there are symptoms of? I'll be touching on in a second. But first of all, if you're an old timer, you would remember the story that I spoke of before. Of this person who wore long sleeves. I suspected him of self-harm, but now that I think about it, it might have also been some sort of physical abuse because, hey, first of all, it was unexplainable bruises, it was unexplainable bites. His wrist was, well, I suspected it of being broken because he wouldn't want to actually play types of sports. This is why we have the term battered child syndrome. This was going to characterize the clinical manifestation of serious physical abuse in younger children. And it's like, how evil and sadistic can you be as a person to even do these kinds of actions on children? Never mind them being your own kids. We have some potential reasoning, well, harder ones that I'll be getting into in a second, but first of all, economical structure. Studies have shown physical abuse of parents are more likely to be part of, I guess, poorer neighborhoods, having less education, right? This is what we called socioeconomic status. If you remember from public health, parents with very low self-esteem, scapegoating, for example, like you throwing your own problems at your children, even though, well, you as an adult, you should be prioritizing breaking the cycle, you sacrificing yourself so your future children do not bear the pain that you did. Not only that, why do these kids not recognize that these things that these adults are doing to them are wrong? Well, they obviously do because I just felt pain. But also sexual abuse. Why would they not realize that sexual abuse is actually wrong? Interestingly enough, most of the kids that undergo or have went through these traumatic events, they think that this is some sort of way of giving love back or intimacy back to the parent. It's just normal. Give me all the symptoms of, let's say, the friend that you've mentioned earlier refuses to change for gym or participate in physical activities. That's one of them. Nightmares, bedwetting, right? Shows bizarre, sophisticated, unusual, weird, creepy sexual knowledge or behavior. I knew some people like that after reading this stuff, I'm like, hey, of course, do not assume that someone did go through very bad stuff when they were younger, but also these check out, literally. I think I'm onto something. Maybe if I just delve a little deeper into it. So help me out, reach your hand, let's delve deeper into it, shall we? Now raise your pens, write those on your notebook, or don't, simply memorize them. These are very important terms that I am going to be using in a second. Let's just go through these so we make sure that everyone understands it. First of all, voyeurism. Voyeurism. This is the act of either watching someone naked or watching someone on someone else simply engaging in sexual activity. Sodomy. Sodomy is often defined as two people having sex, but well, not the correct way, the anal way, right? Also, it's defined as sex with animals. It's also defined as any sexual activity that does not include or go by the purpose of reproduction. We would call this simply zina. Is that a word for bestiality in Arabic? I'm not sure. Fondling. Holy sexual harassment, assault. It's actually sexual assault. That's what I'd call it. It's the most close to it, right? Oral genital stimulation, underage prostitution, underage pornography, verbal stimulation, intercourse, exhibitionism. I'll give an example. Look at this guy right here. He is hinting at something, is he not? Exhibitionism is like if someone were to wear very tight clothes, right? I can actually peek at some organs that this person is trying purposely to actually show off. That's exhibitionism. So say voyeurism for one example. Why does it even happen? It's all behind the idea of just simply belittling the person, humiliating, degenerating, degrading, put simply. These adults have been done wrong when they were younger, and guess what? I want to do it to someone else now because I'm simply way too insecure about it. This is what the CRC calls corporal punishment. It also goes by simply hitting people, smacking, slapping. You would say using the belt on them. In America, for example, any type of literally hitting the child will put you, I guess, in very, very big, deep trouble. It will make the entire government simply put a marker on you as a very, very bad person. We take the child from you, we snatch him, and you probably get put in the sexual offender list or something. It also involves kicking, like I had said, any type of hurt, pain, except, well, the lighter ones. And it's not just physical. I would imagine that some of you have raised their hands and said, is this emotional? Well, it actually is, because guess what? Any type of ignoring, put simply, anything, any action of the adults that might indirectly or directly cause harm to the child, we would say this is emotional abuse. Put simply, you're depriving the child of his actual basic needs. How would you even be surprised if he runs away, or in the future he might not even speak to you? It's emotional abuse. It involves also restriction of movement. Like I had said earlier, also belittling, threatening. Also, most interestingly, scapegoating. You have said this term earlier. Can you tell me what it is again? Please, I have forgotten. Okay, sure. Scapegoating is like I am escaping from my pain and I'm putting it out all on you. It's like بطقط طاقتي سلبية عليك. Secondly, psychological abuse. And it's like the first question that pops up in your head is, hey, how can I tell the difference between this and emotional? In emotional, you fail to give support. Not because you're unable, but you ignore the child. Think passive aggressiveness. What about psychological abuse? Literally defined in the DSM-5 as non-accidental. It's on purpose. You're trying to purposely inflict mental harm. So think verbal assaults, threats, or put simply mind games, right? Mind games, I think, is a very good example. Thirdly, neglect. Oh my god, you said emotional is ignoring. You said the other one is ignoring, but ignoring on purpose. Well, what is neglect exactly? It's also ignoring. Guess what? It is ignoring. But how so? In what type of ignoring is it? You are the child. I ignore you. Why? Not because I hate you. Not because I don't like you. It's like I'm overwhelmed. I'm so stressed out from work that it's like, yeah, you are a problem that I need to fix, but it's not the most important one. That makes sense. We have types of neglect. First of all, physical deprivation. Put simply, I don't feed you, I don't give you food. This food needn't be wasted. Depriving you of food, clothes, all that kind of stuff. Second of all, emotional. In emotional, I failed to meet the child's expectations of affection, attention, and emotional nurture. We said neglect in the perspective of the parent. What about the child himself? When my parents are ignoring me all the time, I'm deprived of food, I'm deprived of money, I'm deprived of love. So what I do, I'll steal because I'm misguided. I'll be absent from school. Also hygiene, I smell horrible. And then finally when my parents do notice all these things, and what do they say? They say, oh my god, my child has contact disorder, so let's put him out to a therapist. And guess what? These guys also don't take me seriously, because guess what? Well, first of all, there's little research done on how children and parents or caregivers differ in defining neglect. One. Also, if you were to go to court because of your family's neglect, juries and judges, they all have different opinions of what neglect is. Not only that, but if I were to convince a judge that I am in fact being neglected, you wouldn't even say I smell bad. You wouldn't say that. You would say I look scrawny. I look like an anorexia patient. Not only that, my clothes don't fit me. I'm visiting court with either brand new clothes or very little ones, or just no clothes at all. I mean, imagine that. I don't think that happens, but it's just like a very extreme example to get the point across. It doesn't end at simply emotional abuse. Sometimes we go into the fatal area. Injury to the head. Guess what? Because, well, you can imagine, guess what? Abdomen, probably from being punched, the Moses punch. Or intentional suffocation. Simply because I'm angry, I'm suffocating. You know, this is often not attributed to actually purposeful murder. Instead, it's the parent trying to torture his child, then overstepping or not realizing that this poor child is breathing out. You actually are interested in cases like this, or like this specific topic, I have a very frustrating case that goes by the name of John Bennett Ramsey. I may have butchered that pronunciation again, like I do with every native name, yeah, but I will put a link in the description for those of you that is actually interested, because bro, I swear to god, this is the most like interesting, fun video that I've ever seen in my life. I watched it in Ramadan. It's almost 2 hours long, and I was just locked in for the 2 hours just trying to solve the case by myself. And low-key, hey, if you are interested and have watched the video, know the case, or have watched it, came back right now, I need your opinion on this. Who killed the child? Was it the mother? Was it the father? Was it the brother? Or was it an actual intruder?